Hello, and welcome to episode 124 of the Arena Regulars podcast. I'm Zach,
And I'm Jeff.
and we're your source for drunken Magic the Gathering arena content.
That's right, just a couple of regular guys drinking some irregular beers talking about Magic the Gathering, in particular, the online client MTG Arena.
That is right, and we got some stuff to talk about this week, but we'll, I'll save whatever that's going to be for after we talk about the thing that's most important, the thing we do every week, which is
Arguably
each
least
week.
important.
Yeah, definitely the least important.
Part everyone skips.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to skip skip the chunk, you can start right now. Because each week we bring a beer, we drink it, we rate it on a scale from bronze to mythic, just like the tiers and arena. So with that, Jeff, what is on tap this week?
All right, this week we have something from friends of the podcast, Fair Weather. Love their stuff, generally speaking. And we have a pale ale from them called Priceless. I've actually had this before because I live in the same city that Fairweather Brewing is from. And so
Yes,
I am either really excited to have it again or dreading having to have it again. I do not want to influence your opinion, so you'll never know
gotcha.
which one it is.
I have seen this can so many times when we're playing Magic because a friend of the show and our good buddy works for them. And so I see it in the fridge, but I feel like I often let other people drink it and I drink some other random thing that's in there that's also fair weather. But I also could easily have drank this beer before. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't
I
remember
mean,
anything about it.
last time
So
we went to his place for a draft, there was a 3 drink minimum. So,
that's true. I this might have been part of the 6 pack that he gave me to take home, and I can't
right.
remember because I drank all of them like that night, basically when I got home.
Yeah.
So anyway, excited to crack this one open. Let's just get it going. Let's drink this guy.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Well, with that, we have some Magic news. The Arena Championship number 9 happened this last weekend. 37 competitors went head to head to basically the tournament kind of breaks down to like the top 16, and those top 16 players are invited to the next Pro Tour, and then the top 2 competitors are invited to the World Championship. So of course there are no spoilers in sports. Congratulations to Rafael Mazza, who took down Jan Merkel in an Is It Mirror match in the finals, which, most of the top 16 was Is It Mirror matches anyway, so they were very used to playing that matchup by that point. But congratulations, and congratulations to them both, actually. World Championship 31 is going to be very exciting. December, I think, 5th to the 7th or something. Very cool. Great stuff.
Yeah, as soon as I tuned into the event because I barely even knew it was happening, let alone who was in it. And
Yeah.
when I happened to tune in, I saw that Jan Merkel
Hmm.
was in it. And I was like, oh, well, he's just going to win, right? Because every time I see this guy in any event, he always wins. And so then I like turned it on later in the finals. I was like, oh, here we go. This guy just never loses. And then Raphael actually took him down. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Jan is still very happy with his finish, but I was just like, of course,
I'm
every time I ever see that this guy's in a tournament, apparently he's at least in the finals. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only difference really between the top, I mean, the prestige of winning first place, but I also think there's like maybe $10,000 difference. I actually can't
yeah,
remember
a
what the
decent
breakdown
chunk of
was.
change.
But I do know that first place got 30,000, so
Right.
yeah,
Could be
definitely
15, like 30 and 15.
something like that, yeah. But the big thing was like you wanted to get to top 16 because you get your Pro Tour invite, and then I think the difference between 15 and 16 was like $2,500 or something.
Right.
So it's just like, or sorry, not 15 and 16, 16 and 17. So like you want to
Oh,
be
sure.
inside the 16, which is, yeah. Anyway, great to have that tournament. Good that it happened. I wish that there was more build up to it or anyone was talking about it really. But it felt like it kind of just like happened. So I don't know if it's just because it's kind of at home, so there isn't the same buildup of everyone like flying places and be like, oh, I'm going. The Pro Tour is like everyone's flying to Atlanta or wherever, and so there's a bunch of folks who are on social media also just going to the convention because it's a convention, not necessarily even the tournament, but it just so happens that it's such a big deal. Obviously, this is seeds into the Pro Tour, so it's not exactly the same. Pro Tour is obviously bigger, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Nice.
also think, the point about like people tweeting and whatnot about it is big too. Like a lot of these players are maybe bursting onto the competitive scene or like they just kind of play or they just jam arena,
That's true. That's true.
So they might not have a massive following to tweet about the event too and stuff. So whereas a pro tour, there's a lot more players invited, and so especially the ones that have the massive following are talking about it. Uh,
That's true. That's true. I guess I was just even thinking just like the buzz around the whole thing in general.
mhm.
But no,
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
only knew
That's
it was
right.
happening because I signed into Arena that week and it told me, like,
Yeah.
hey, this weekend there's an Arena Championship. You should watch it. I
See,
was
I
like, that's
even
some pretty half-assed advertising.
it is. Yeah, I even like I don't know, logged into Arena and didn't even notice it said anything about the Arena Championship. I wasn't paying attention, right? I just
Right.
noticed because it was
Because
on
it's
the
only
like
one of the five,
things.
sliding
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
So anyway, happy to point that out. There's a lot of talk about whether like VV should get banned or not. But I'm pretty sure that we're not going to get a banning until the standard RCQ is over. I was listening to the Magic Jank podcast with Carlo and Graham, and
hmm
they talk very in depth about it, which we're not going to get into. But I think I agree with them, just saying like there's a ban announcement that's going to happen in November 24th.
That's
I
what I was gonna
think
say, right? Like they gave themselves the ban window in November.
yes,
I don't really
they're
see a reason not to just use that. I guess it is a few months, but
it's the entire standard like RCQ season, and that's why they're doing it at the end because it's like once we get to the
yeah.
end, and it'll be in between everybody's picking their decks for the next chunk of time, you can do bannings then. So as opposed to doing originally, they were saying, oh, we want to do bannings like once a year. But then 3 weeks after a set comes out, we can do emergency bannings. But then they're starting to realize, oh wait, that actually doesn't make a lot of sense. We should just do it in between like chunks of tournament playing time. It just makes more sense that way. Where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that season was the season of Vivi or whatever, which this one will probably be known for, I would kind of think. But especially if people, well, I don't know. It depends on if people want to buy into it because they know it's going to get banned or blah, 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 blah. But anyway.
Yeah, but certainly like you should know, and I think this is what Wizards is trying to set up. They're like, hey, look, almost certainly this deck's gonna get banned in November. You can buy it for this season. We will let you play it in that season. Once they start doing the like, ooh, yeah, that tournament didn't go so well, ban it. And then it's like, hey, man, like,
Okay.
I thought I would get to play this PTQ season with
With
this
this
list that
deck.
I just ordered all the cards for because I knew
Yeah.
there was going to be a mad dash to get the card. Like, you can't be doing that to people. And I get that, you know, from a format health standpoint, maybe it would be nice to just be like, yep, this was a mistake. Let's get rid of it. Let's heal the format quickly. But it's just not. It, this is a competitive thing, like what's allowed in the format, and this is not fair to competitive players.
Totally.
If you
Yeah.
just can like ban on a whim, which is why they have the window system. And so now you get to make the decision. Do I think it's worth it to invest in this deck just for this standard season?
Yeah.
Because almost I look, I'm with you. I think this deck is too good for standard. I was going to talk about this a little, but I don't have too much to say. So maybe it makes sense we
Yeah, I
say
guess.
the things we were going to say about standard now and then
Yeah.
finish our magic news. But I think I don't know if you were around for this or paying attention to modern at all, but there's a sort of a famous thing that happened in modern with Hogak, where they Hogak was some card they printed that was like crazy good graveyard synergy deck, kind of like a dredge kind of thing. And the deck was definitely too strong. Like right out the gate, they printed this card. Deck was great, but it relied on some altar card that like milled people or
Altar
milled
of
yourself, I think.
Dementia?
Yeah, something like that. And they didn't want to ban Hogak because it was brand
Right.
new. So they banned that card. And what ended up happening is the deck got better because
Hmm.
people were just kind of using that build because it was the first one that was successful, and the mad dash to build the Hogak deck was so quick that
Hmm.
nobody iterated on it. They just found a winning deck and just like
Hmm.
played. And then when that card got banned, people had to think of other ways to use the card, and they actually basically streamlined it. Like the deck became better. It actually feels a little bit like that's what happened here,
Hmm.
where I think this deck is better than the Izzet decks that were like banned,
Hmm.
because this deck is nuts. And to sort of support my point a little bit, Paulo brought this deck to the Pro Tour. He didn't bring the Izzet deck that everyone else was playing. He brought
Hmm.
this. And so there were some players that already thought this was a better way to play
Hmm.
Izzet. And this kind of just forced everyone to go take Paulo's deck and play it
Yeah.
and realize, holy shit, this thing is ridiculous. Like it can kill you quickly, it can win the long game, it never runs out of gas. It's just the synergies in it are so crazy. Um, and I think the only proper thing to do here is to like get rid of Vivi. But I think the old like way that Izzet was built, and Vivi kind of just slotted in a couple of copies that was maybe
Yeah.
creeping up over time. It kind of hid just how good Vivi actually is. And this deck is like, actually, if you just go all in on Vivi, it's way better.
Hmm.
Um, and so I blame them a little less for this one than Hogak because Vivi wasn't like the all-star of the other deck. It was they definitely banned
Yeah.
the right.
The
Chorister
right
Cutter
pieces.
was the
Yeah.
thing that was
Hmm.
unbelievable in that deck. But I actually think this deck might have just ended just being better than that one. So they might have done the thing where they ban you into like
Into
a
better
more
stuff.
powerful top deck
Yeah.
rather than diversifying the metagame. That being said, I have some hot tips because I do think you'll be playing against Vivi for a while if you're a standard player. And this is
Ooh.
completely untested. Well, it's not true. I played one match. Um, Completely untested. But in my black decks, I have put the following card in my sideboard. You ready for this?
Hmm.
Limited bad card, Entropic Battlecruiser.
What? Let me look it up.
So, this is a 4 mana space station that has a bunch of text, but mostly it
Sure.
says
Yeah, yeah.
whenever a player discards a card, they lose 3 life.
Yeah.
And if you've ever played against the VV deck, they discard a billion cards per turn. They literally can't play any of their cards with this on the battlefield.
Hmm.
Now, it's a 4 mana artifact. They play braids and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the end all be all, but that led me down another path, which is like, let me just go look at stuff that punishes the opponent for discarding cards. Because they've printed quite a few of those, trying to get
Hmm.
like I make you discard and I get a
Yeah.
little extra value kind of
The McGrim kind of
waste
thing.
not style
Yeah.
deck. And there was the Raven Man, but that rotated. And I
Right.
found Tiny Bones. So Tiny
Sure.
Bones is a 2 drop, which is nice.
Yeah.
And it says whenever an opponent discards a card, it gets exiled and you can play it. And
True.
so the exile hurts their strategy because
Right.
they can't actually get the VV into the yard to get it under the cauldron.
Hmm.
And they're just giving you value. Anytime they like discard lands, you can play them. Anytime they, have a fear of missing out, which isn't going to get delirium anymore. Like, I think there are ways to fight against this. These cards are what I'm trying. I'm also probably just going to play Rest in Peace against them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
but
interesting. I completely forgot about Tiny Bones Bobble Burglar from Foundations.
I played
Uh,
it in that one game in
mhm.
my Black-White Aristocrats deck, and it was
And it
good.
felt
They had
great.
to kill it. They had to
All
kill it, and I
right.
have a lot of stuff that you really want to be killing instead in my deck. So that's the thing. Like,
Sure.
if it's in a random deck where their abrades aren't taxed already,
Hmm.
it's not as good. But the idea here is like I have 4 battle cruisers and I have tiny bo in the sideboard, and I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
tiny
yeah.
bones and a bunch like your braids are hella taxed against me because you want to kill Sephiroth, you want to kill Tiny
Hmm.
Bones, you want to kill Entropic Battle Cruiser because you can't
Hmm.
win with it on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going for. It's like I'm literally my sideboard is to win this matchup,
Hmm.
which is just tells you how crazy the deck is. But I also think like I don't know, you're going to be playing against it like 2/3 of the time.
Yeah,
So at
on
least
arena
once
for
you get
sure.
into platinum and higher.
Hmm.
So, why not just, 10 sideboard slots dedicated for this thing?
Okay, I think that's interesting.
I
Yeah,
do
I
like
guess.
Rest in Peace, by the way, but not in Aristocrats for what I hope are obvious reasons.
Yeah, yeah. For the fact that
Creatures don't die if you have
your
Rest in Peace in play.
your entire game plan is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that's pretty interesting. Because I didn't like I guess when I think about the VV deck, I think about drawing cards. I don't think about the discarding part. So I like that
All of them
axis.
are like crazy loops. It's like draw
Yeah.
3, discard 2, draw, discard.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I guess like the Entropic Battle Cruiser, you only have to station it with one power creature in your Tiny Bones. Is that plus every other creature in your entire deck is just a
yeah,
one power
stationing it
thing?
is not a
Is
problem.
not a problem. Interesting. Okay, I like that. I like that. Very very
It's worth a
cool.
shot. It feels like one of those things where I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is awesome, and then when I actually play against it, they're just gonna easily win or something. But I had a lot of Tiny Bones was good. I liked it, and I didn't need a Tropic Battle Cruiser because I won that match without it. But
Boom. There you go. One match
yeah,
done.
I shouldn't have said it wasn't tested because
Yeah, it was heavily.
one random match in Gold League and it went pretty
Yeah.
well.
I do. I think I like the Tiny Bones a bit better than the Entropic Battle Cruiser, but that's just because
Definitely,
that's
yeah,
yeah,
because it's half as much mana.
yeah, probably, and it's like
There's more stuff
does
that kills it though, to be fair,
that's
but
true.
I wish the Battle Cruiser was like an enchantment. If I wish there was an enchantment that had the Battle Cruiser text, that would really get them.
Yeah,
Because then they would have to bounce it with that stupid fish card.
yeah, literally the fish card.
They would have to give me a fish if they're gonna do it.
Exactly, and you really want fish in that too. When are they going to
Yeah, I don't mind
reprint
it.
Magrim into just like standard again?
Yeah.
That's from like forever ago, but one of my favorite cards as a kid. There's a 3-mana enchantment that when your opponent discards a card, they lose 2 life. This is just the best. I
Yep.
just, yeah,
That's all I want. That's all I
that's all I
want.
want. That's all I've ever wanted.
Reprint it.
Reprint Magrim, please.
Yeah.
I guess no, they changed it to Liliana's something at one point. Liliana's Caress. It got reprinted as that for one season, and it's better than Magrim, and it made me sad because it costs
I
two
want
mana.
Megrim back.
I want Magrim.
I always said Megrim when I was a kid.
Oh, did you?
I also had that card, so I
Also
was
to
like,
be,
yeah, this card's sick.
yeah, I have no idea how you're actually supposed to pronounce it. I just always pronounced it
I'm not
Magrim,
even sure
but
it's a real word, so
maybe we should just look up the pronunciation of Magrim. Megrim.
Megrim.
Oh, it says Megrim.
Megrim.
So,
Okay, great.
all right,
I
we're
love
both
that
wrong.
we were both wrong. Yeah. This is
Fantastic.
like
All right. Anyway,
this is like the wyvern thing all over again.
yeah, I know. Well, pronunciation, it's hard, knowing how to say words. That's a big thing in Magic anyway, is that like there's a bunch of words that you just have never run into in your entire life, except for on a Magic card.
Yeah.
It just
I love the
happens.
opposite because sometimes random words will come up and I'll know them because of magic cards. People are like, how do you know all these words? I'm like, I'm just well read.
Yeah, yeah. I read cards a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, anyway, just to kind of wrap up the VV stuff in the deck,
I hope they don't ban Cauldron. I know a lot of people are calling for that, but like
Yeah,
Cauldron was not a problem until VV came around. So.
No, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I think the only thing I think is reasonable is leave the deck as is until the ban announcement, and then ban it. Then I think that's what
Yeah,
they
and
should
then
do.
ban VV. And if you want to ban Cauldron too, I guess, but like VV
Sure,
has
go
to
for
go.
it.
Don't do a thing where you ban the cards surrounding VV,
Yeah,
and then
which
VV
honestly,
just dominates again.
I don't think that that's going to happen because what we saw in June, where they banned like 7 cards or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I don't see them. I think if they ban, I think they're smart enough to do that, and I think the people behind the bannings I want them to build a big trust with the community, which is like we do it at these times, we say we're going to do it at these times, and then it will bolster paper Magic if you stick to your word and don't ever go back on stuff. But that also
Yeah.
goes for all the players out there who are complaining about it and like crying about how, VV's crazy and standard, blah, 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 whatever. Like, buckle down and get ready for this because you can't have it both ways. You can't like complain that there's this thing that's a menace that's attacking you, but also get upset when they ban things too quote unquote quickly or out from under you.
Right.
So obviously there's if you own the card, you're pissed if they ban it, and if you don't own the card,
Yeah.
you're happy. Like that's basically where
Exactly,
you
right.
you can't.
If you play the deck, it shouldn't be banned until, the appropriate time. And if you don't play the deck, then it should be banned immediately.
Yeah. So, and like I don't have VV in paper, so it's not like I care. But I care about the integrity of the banning council or whatever.
Yeah, like objectively, it would be better for me if they banned it right now because I'm not going to play it and I'm going to lose a lot to it if I
Yeah.
decide to play standard over the next little while. But I still think the right thing for them to do is to ban it when they said they were going to ban it.
I agree. Or they're going to ban something. They
Oh,
won't.
yeah, when they
Yeah.
said we are going to ban something if it's too good.
Yeah. Because
If
also,
like the early results are hard to argue with that it's too good.
yeah, because they are in a tough spot where they can't be like, guys, we're going to ban it just later. Like, you can't do that either.
No, you can't say that either. I
Yeah.
mean, they'd
They
it
kind
would
of.
be crazy if they didn't though. Unless like Spider-Man really shakes things up or something.
I don't think so. Well, because the other thing, I didn't realize the Spider Man's like a smaller set than all the other sets. It was originally supposed to be one of like the Beyond booster things, like the Assassin's Creed, whatever. And then when they decided that they were going to make all the Universes Beyond sets into standard sets, they're like, well, we got to add some more Spider Man cards. So they threw some stuff together.
Right.
So we'll
But
see.
Zach, what if Spider-Man has Megrim in it? And Vivi's
Hmm.
toast.
That's true. Do I think that they're going to add that? I mean, a cool like reprint with Venom on it. That could be cool. I don't
Yeah.
know. I could see that. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. But talking about new cards, what the hell? What the hell's going on? What is going on? I'm not even kidding. I get it. Okay, Watsy. I get it. If there's like a Comic-Con convention and there's a big Spider-Man thing, you gotta sell your product. Okay, I got it when I understood that. That made sense. There was also like a little bit of an Avatar thing in there. We saw like 2 cards or whatever. You did an entire first look stream of Avatar this week? What is that about? Why?
To
I
me,
don't.
this is just like the commitment to the we are 2 sets ahead on spoilers, right?
It
Like
just doesn't
this
make any sense.
with Spider-Man, you could be like, hey, they had the convention, you know.
And then
This
they're
one is
just,
like this is just what they do now. And soon it'll be 3. Pretty soon they'll be like showing us the file. The cards aren't even like designed yet. They'll just
yeah,
show
it's
us
just
the
like
file. Like
the
check this
file.
file
Isn't
out
this
that
cool?
we
We
have
made this
working.
like 20 minutes ago. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have the art yet, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, do you like that
Still says
design though?
card name everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. The name's going to be different and, all that stuff. But pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm waiting for next week when we get to talk about Lorwyn spoilers. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is crazy. Like,
It's because they listen to the cast and they're like, Zach, what would really piss Zach off is if we
yeah,
just more spoilers. Just every week
probably.
we need more spoilers for him.
It just kind of like happened out of nowhere. I was like, it was so funny because I had like a really bad stream on Tuesday. I just like, I couldn't I couldn't win anything. So I stopped the stream early and I see Magic streaming something. I'm like, oh, that's weird. What are they streaming? And like popped into that. All fine, all Avatar cards everywhere.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, do you
of
want to know
course.
all the mechanics from the set and like all the different arts and the characters and all these things and look at all these products and all this stuff? I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it took over my Reddit feed and I just like didn't read them because I'm like, this is so far in the future for me. And also I don't have any personal affiliation with Avatar. Like I watched
Yeah,
it.
and
So I'm not like, oh, really excited to see what they did with X character XYZ. I think if I were, I would have been pretty into it. but because I'm
I
not, I'm just like, that's just a Magic set that's coming 2 sets from now. I'll read it later.
yeah, like I am planning on watching the series because I haven't really. I watched some of the beginning of it, so I want to do that, and I want to get into it, and I want to give myself the time to be really excited for it. But it is hard when it's like it's August. This set comes out in November. Like
Yeah,
I'm not even ready to look at Spider-Man crap.
right. Yeah, I'm still focused on Edge of Eternity. So
Yeah. Anyway, I guess maybe I
it's the
shouldn't.
world we live in now.
Maybe I shouldn't be focused on Edge of Eternities anymore because it's over. Pre-release happened. That's it.
That's right. I think you mean like preview season is over.
That's true.
So
Preview season's over.
forget about the set now.
I've seen all the cards.
Yeah.
What is there else to see?
Yeah, what else is there to do?
Anyway, I guess the things that are left to do is there is an arena open this weekend.
Nice.
It is August 16th and 17th. And then, of course, we've been saying this the whole time. I just want to say it every week. Next weekend is the qualifier weekend, the 23rd and the 24th. So, playing those events if you want to play some competitive, limited Magic, which I was very excited about until last weekend, Jeff. Oh, boy. Did I have a
we
rough
might have
one?
had similar experiences.
I think we did. I was playing. I was planning on
Won
playing
5 boxes. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah. 5 collector booster boxes are coming to my house. No, honestly, mine's not even that bad. It was just like I wanted to quickly do some arena directs. I gave myself 2 bullets because I was like, let's go for it.
Yep.
Which I usually don't do a million of these. Like I don't have the bankroll to just be like, let's just keep going. And
Sure.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think
Although
I'm.
in this case, the booster box was worth enough that it's like,
It is.
depending on how likely it is you think you could win, I could see a world where it's like financially the right move to like
keep
re-up
going.
20,000 gems because if you strike it, you get like $500 or whatever,
Exactly.
whatever that thing is.
Yeah. Which, I don't know what they're selling at.
Maybe not 500, but it's at least 3, right?
Let's see. Well, at Face to Face, they're selling Edge of Eternities. As I'm looking for that number, basically my event, they're selling it for $700.
700, yeah. Like,
yeah.
so giving $150 or whatever to get 20,000 gems, you could do that 4 times before
That's
it's
true.
like, like
But you have to get the product, and then you actually have to find a buyer, and you have to.
yeah, and you're not selling it for 700, right? Face to face,
No.
you have to undercut them because there needs to be a reason to buy it from you instead of face to face. So
Yeah. So even if I'm selling it for like 600, I still have to find a buyer, or I have to split it up and just sell the packs individually, which is hard, or I just open all of them and then sell the cards. I don't know. It's like
I looked on Kijiji for my Final Fantasy box, and a bunch of people are selling them, and the numbers are all over the place. It ranges from like $200 to like $500, and I'm like,
Yeah.
five. That's more than what the shops are selling it for.
Yeah.
Like, I could go to my local shop, buy it for $350. So like,
yeah. Why would I do this?
why would I ever drive to your house and pay you $500 for it?
Yeah. Anyway, my arena directs did not go super well. I was recording them. I have a video up on YouTube. So spoiler alert, that video, I lose badly.
You can always tell, anyways. It's like arena open or direct. Did we get there in like 43 minutes?
Yeah. Mine's like 30. It's like rough.
Yeah,
Like it's bad.
20 minutes.
Yeah. and most like half of it is just me building the deck. You know what I mean? Like because it's a sealed. But anyway, it was just like I scrubbed out twice, like back to back, pretty brutal. And then the worst thing about when you're making videos is that I had to immediately go and start editing the video and watch myself lose all the games.
Watch it over. Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
And like look at all the things where I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that. Why did I do it like that? Like immediately afterwards. But
And it's crazy too because the arena directs are relatively forgiving. Where if you go like 4-2, you're not that far down on gems, right?
Yeah.
And so the minus 12,000 is really brutal.
It's
Like,
pretty brutal. It's brutal when you're like, oh, I spent 12,000 gems and got nothing back. Okay,
Yeah,
this
like
is
in
rough
your
one.
head, you're like, I'm at least gonna get like a 3 or a 4, and then it's not
And then
gonna
I
cost
get
me
some
12K.
stuff back, Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
packs
this
like
I
freaking
will
little.
say the silver lining of the whole thing was I did still get to play in the event. That's nice. And
Mhm.
that YouTube video is doing better than any other YouTube video I've ever done on my channel. So at least
Nice.
there's that.
Look how
So
bad this guy is.
yeah.
You suck.
I mean, like, I'll take it, whatever.
Whatever,
Sure.
just click that like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is nice, at least. And most people are honestly really nice about it, being like, "Oh yeah, that was just brutal. You had some rough ones," and so on. I was like, "Appreciate it. That's very nice." So that was my weekend, but then it kind of bled into Tuesday, which led to more horrible drafts. And
Yeah.
I was already low on gems, so I was just like, I basically just stopped playing. I like the last 2 days I've just been playing standard because I'm like I've been beaten. I've been beaten into playing standard. It's
Edge of
rough.
Eternities Limited has defeated me.
Yeah. So for this moment, I also just don't know if this happened last year for Bloomborough. I don't know if it's because it's so hot outside or something, or I'm putting pressure on
Yeah, I would
myself in a
say it's
weird
that.
way.
It's the heat.
It's just something like that, but
Yeah.
or these sets that care about little trinkety things and going wide. I just like anytime that happens, I'm like, nope, this is a bad set for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm toast
Yeah.
because Bloomborough had the same type of vibe.
I
But
almost never hit the attack all button. This
yeah,
is not my
this
set.
is horrible. Or I constantly
Oros is
do
the
that.
worst? No, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
no.
That's not for me.
But anyway, Jeff, you said you had a similar weekend. I'm assuming it not nearly as bad as mine.
Not quite as bad. Well, it's bad in a different way. Maybe worse. But I was planning on playing Saturday night because I was like, okay, after the
Right.
kids get to bed, like I'll just, fire it up. Give my probably similar like idea to you, give myself a couple shots and have some fun, maybe have a couple of beers, and okay, there it is. Hopefully we're not minus 12K. It's kind of like,
Yeah, because I
almost
had
anything is better
it
than
had
that.
already happened to me, and I had already posted it. Like the event was out for like a couple hours, and I was like, "Well, it was already over, and we're done."
Well, I can't do worse than him.
Yeah,
Um, but then I like on a whim kind of decided to try on Friday night. Like my wife ended up going to bed earlier than I thought she would, and so it's just like on my own for a bit. I was like, let's play it Friday night. But yeah, finally, yeah. But I wasn't feeling the best. Like I had a bit of a sore throat and like kind of a brain fog kind of thing. I don't know if you get that
sure.
when you get a cold,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I had a bit of that, and for some reason I was like rushing. I was like, I have an hour. Let's knock this out in an hour or like an
Oh
hour and a
shit.
half kind of thing. And I played so bad because like looking back, I was just like, what were you doing? Like you're just trying to win now instead of like this isn't the format for that. Like,
Yeah.
and you know that. Like, and my pool was pretty good, I thought. Like it was basically a blue white good stuff pool, so it wasn't like an archetype.
Yeah.
But I had a Quantum Riddler and I had like 3 Banishing Lights or something. So I
Oh
was like, all right,
shit.
this is kind of like the sealed pool I want.
Yeah.
And I think I was just like a little overconfident because I was like, the sealed pool's good. I know the format pretty well. Let's just like knock these out, get my box, and go to sleep kind of thing. And yeah, I played horribly and I went 2-2. And
Brutal.
like looking back, there was one game that was like, all right, my opponent got an early Uruboroid, and I didn't have one of my 10 billion removal spells, so I
That
just
happened to me
lost.
too. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
recent. I can't even remember, but that card is
But
the
the other
worst.
one was like you made like you found the path to losing this game. Like you made
Yeah.
mistake, and like doing almost anything else would have won the game.
Yeah.
So that was frustrating. But then the next day I just felt horrible. Like all weekend,
Oh.
I was just like, doing the family stuff, but trying not to throw up the whole time.
Oh
So I didn't
God.
end up playing any more than that. I was just like,
Oh, that's awful. Oh, I'm
once
sorry.
my kids were in
Ugh.
bed, I'm like, I'm going to
I'm
bed. Like,
toast.
I'm not gonna, yeah. I briefly considered, I was like, yeah, should I do it? No, that's fucking get stupid. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like,
gonna blow through like 12,000 more
it's
gems,
like,
and
do I want to
I'm gonna like
give?
fall asleep and just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
concede the match. You know?
yeah. You fall asleep, you wake up, you won the box. You're
Yeah,
like,
like,
what?
well, I should. I fell asleep with my head on the keyboard. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just playing all your cards for you. Damn. Wow. Like,
yeah.
anyway, brutal one for us. I hope everybody out there had a better Arena Direct weekend than we did. It is still my favorite event. Like, I do prefer it over like the Arena Opens and the qualifiers because of the timing of it. It just works so much better with my
Yeah.
schedule. So
Yeah, I like that I could just play after the kids go to bed kind of thing rather than specific times.
yeah,
So,
the like having to do things at a specific time on the Sunday is like more
right.
official and real, and that's why you get real stakes or whatever. But like I'm always working on Sundays or like it's not
And the
it just
prize is enough to make like even though I don't even really want the paper product necessarily, like playing for something is
is
nice.
fun. Yeah. Cuz then you really feel like you did something. But then it
Yeah.
also feels like you really lost something when you lose. So,
I know,
uh
like and sometimes I get to like a few times I get to the 5 wins and like
mhm.
should I just like resign and
Yeah,
take
it's like
the
the
20,000
gems.
gems or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is? And like, I know that technically the box is more money, but I
Mhm.
have to go through that process.
Yeah.
And
And it's
Wizards
like
is going to take like a month and a half to send me this, so who knows what the price will even be at that point.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like what I'm gonna want to do with it, or like obviously everyone will be getting their boxes all at the same time. So do all the prices just go down all of a sudden?
Like flood the market.
There's a
Yeah, I don't know.
huge influx of these things.
But it is still super fun, and I never end up actually doing it. I always consider like should I probably should resign right now, and then I never do, and I go play. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like why
let's get
would
that
you?
box,
Like,
baby.
yeah, that's what you want to say that. You don't want to say actually the smart thing to do is not buy
I
like get
went
the box.
5-0 in the event.
Yeah. You're like, oh, what? And it's not because I ran out of time on Sunday.
Yeah. Although knowing me, you probably
Probably.
would assume that's what happened.
Knowing you would be at 5 wins and just forget. And then just
Yeah.
like,
Go like put my kid back to sleep or something and
yeah,
come
yeah.
back and fire a draft.
Yeah, just be. I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking you'd be like, all right, I'll finish it tomorrow. And then just like
Yeah.
forget that you were even in the
Yeah,
middle
just
of it
not
at
do
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's been pretty brutal. I do want to say one thing about my run that like the second one that I did, which I also felt like I had a great pool. I had a Quantum Riddler as well. I also had a Nova Hellkite. I was like, this is a fucking
Oh
sick.
damn.
Yeah, I won a couple games just by like full boring my Quantum Riddler to attack like on the turn I played it for 3 mana.
Love
Like
that.
that was amazing. A lot
Yeah.
of really sweet stuff. But I had a Watery Grave and 2 command beacons and thought that, you know what, I could splash. And so I splashed for one like Rakdos card, and I think that fucked it all up. And I literally talked about it last week, don't splash, and I splashed for no reason. Because I was like, it's almost free. It just ruined my last game was just that beating me in the face. Hey, you messed it up. You messed it up, basically. If any of these lands came untapped, you would have been fine. It was bad.
Anytime I do that, the fucking splash card is always in my opener every goddamn game of the event, and
Yeah.
I never get the colors. And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh
just
well,
like
fuck me, I guess.
yeah, it's just guaranteed. So
Meanwhile, my opponent's over there, natural Grixis every fucking game. It's like swamp,
you're like,
island, mountain.
it's not even that.
Cast.
It's just yeah.
My deck is clearly like 1/3 of each of these colors. I have no fixing, and it's all going smoothly.
Yeah.
Just like
And
you
you're
have
like,
double blue and double black and like triple red.
How?
What's going on over there?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like no lander tokens, doesn't matter. 5 color.
Those
shit.
colors don't make landers.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god. Anyway, I think that's what was the biggest thing is that it made me feel even worse that I didn't even take my own advice from last week. Yeah, I
Right.
was like,
Every time you do that, you're like, that's the worst. When you know better, you do it anyways, and then it fucks you. And you're
yeah.
like,
It's like, wow, I wish I could shake myself,
yeah.
but it doesn't really work that way. Have you ever tried that? You can't shake yourself. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect.
Too strong.
Yeah, you just look like you're cold.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
ugh,
did want to say though, I also have had horrific drafts this week too.
is that horrible?
I like whatever ever since our episode about this limited
Yeah,
format, I
literally.
have lost everything. I've
I've
lost
lost
everything.
everything. I haven't had a draft that like has been winning basically since
And
our
you know what? I
episode.
blame you because now I see atmospheric greenhouse and I'm like, nah, that card's bad. I shouldn't take it this highly, and I can lose now. So you know
Okay,
what, Zach?
just just take it. Just
100% blame you.
whatever.
And
Go take it again. I don't care.
but you know what? At the start of this week, I was platinum 4, and I've drafted like 5 times, I think, at least. And
Yeah.
I'm platinum fucking 4 still
Yeah.
with like 1 pip or something. Like I think
Yeah.
I gained 1 or 2 pips. And okay, so some of the drafts I kind of fucked around a little bit. I tried to build blue-white control, and
Sure.
it didn't work. The idea was like, oh, take a lot of these counter spells that people are just tabling, take some of the like flash creatures that kind of suck, and so they table too, and then like play a legit control game. And I happened to have the mill equal to your life total. That was my first pick, and I was like, okay, let's
Yeah.
do this. Instead of picking that Night Luminary over there, I'm gonna pick this fucking stupid card. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna try it. And that deck was horrible. So that one, you know what? Fine, I get
All
it.
right. Well, but space time anomaly is a lot of fun, but
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, let's
I
try this. This one
but
is a
I
write-off. Like this is a
yes,
gold draft, you know.
it'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, by which I mean I spent
Oh,
gold to get in, so it feels
sorry.
free.
I did
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
That didn't click when I was first.
Yeah, I realized as soon as I said it, like it could have meant I was in gold. No, I'm
No, no, no.
saying like
You
anytime I'm
used
drafting
gold.
on gold, I'm a little looser.
It's true. It does kind of feel like, well, if I get any gems, like that's just upside because gold was
Yeah, this
free.
one's a freebie.
Yeah.
But the other ones, I actually thought my decks were good. I thought I drafted pretty well.
Yeah.
And then it's like 2-3, fuck you.
Yeah.
And feels like
Literally.
everything's going against me. I'm just like I have 9 islands and 7 planes in my deck, and my hand is like planes, 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 all blue cards. And I'm like, give me
Every time, and you're just like, what did I do to you,
yeah.
Arena? What did I do to
My
you?
opponent just has the natural 3 like 4 color decks with no issues ever, and
It's just insane. Like it has been such a rough week. I think that's really just like how I'm. Like I said, I stopped. I've been playing standard. It's actually been great. I've been playing standard, and I've just been having my chat give me decks, and it was actually the best couple days of playing Magic. It was so chill.
right? Isn't
Like
that awesome? That's why streamers do that because
I was just having a blast. I was like, guys, just like show me. Like, it was basically like playing pre-constructed decks, which is my favorite
Right.
thing to do. Which is like, I
Yeah.
didn't build this. I'm just gonna just start playing.
yeah.
It was so much fun. So I think
They're
that's
like,
really
here's this
just-
deck I came up with that utilizes Vivi and Cauldron to
Yeah.
make a lot of mana.
You're like, oh, interesting. I think I've seen this before. But no, we've just been doing the biggest, like the most bullshit, random stuff. It's been a blast. So anyway, that has been revitalizing me for draft, which is so weird because usually it's the other way around.
Right.
But like my
And I
drafts,
gave
are
you even
just-
more bullshit things to do in standard, just in case you want to throw some tiny bones and crew
That's
up an
true.
Entropic
Right.
battlecruiser.
Yeah. If I want to be doing all that stuff too, I can. But yeah, my drafts have all been horrendous.
Oh,
Maybe I'm
just
just,
been
I feel like I've just overdrafted white. Maybe that's it. Because the last few decks I've played were all white. And like, maybe I'm just too much on the white plan and I need to just, I
can't say no to Night Luminary, man.
It's
just
so
too difficult
hard.
for me to say no to that card.
I know I had a couple decks. There was one deck where I think if I could look through the draft picks in pack 2 or end of pack 1 into pack 2, it was very obvious I should just be playing Simic of all colors. I should be playing
Oh yeah,
Simic.
geez, really.
Where it's like-
the Simic seat, you can't fuck those ones up, man.
Yeah, it was because my draft was pack 1 pick 1 was either the Godmaw, right?
Yeah.
Or the Dawnfire Sunstar Dreadnought. which is like the colorless card that if you crew up enough, every time you attack, you deal 100 damage to something. And it was part of it was, well, when am I going to draft this card? But
Yeah.
also was
I think
thinking,
it's one of those I'd be like, the correct pick is God Mob, but I'm
yeah,
taking the
but it's
other one.
like, but I think I'm going to take the other
Taking
one.
the hundred, the thing that says 100 damage on it.
Yeah, yeah. But the draft continually kept showing me it was like, do you want another Godma? What about another Godma? And I kept seeing it, and it was like way later into the draft. I'm like, I could have had
Would you
three.
like an eighth pick
Yeah,
biomech engineer?
yeah. Actually, would you like two of them? Actually, I think one of them was Biomecha Engineer at the end. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I was like, I could have had two for free. There was like a Seed Ship Agrarian. There was like the Godmas and a bunch of other green cards that were like,
I never see these cards.
and I was playing some bullshit like blue white like artifact deck, and
I
it
think that's
was
the thing I hate most about draft is when you that first pick, you're like, okay, I'm not taking the green card. And then the second one, you're like, oh, they gave me another green card. That sucks. But I'm gonna try to stay the course. And then it's just every fucking and you're
freaking
just like getting more and more stubborn about it. And you're
yeah,
like,
and it's just
man, my
like
deck would have been the easiest 7-0 ever if I had
yeah,
just
if I
taken
just
the green card.
even if you just take the
If I'd
second one,
switched at any
yeah,
point in the first like five
5
picks, that would have
picks,
been fun. Yeah.
or even just took one of them. I was like, you know what, I'll take
Right.
it. Because but there's so many times where you take like a good white card first, and then your second
Yeah.
pick is like, ooh, there's a really good white card and a really good green card. I'm probably just gonna take the good white card.
Right.
But you're like,
Unless
do
the
I
green card's
diversify
way
it?
better, you know.
Yeah, but it's so hard sometimes because you're like, oh, is this way better than just banishing light or something? And often, most of the time, you're just like, no. I feel like I should just
Yeah.
take the bread and butter white card. It's
Yeah, I
so
usually treat my
difficult.
first few picks as like they're all vacuum picks. Just take
Yeah.
the best card, which in some formats I think works better than others. But like the last draft I did, I actually was really happy with the draft, where the first few packs were awful. Like, I mean, there was literally nothing of interest in my pack one, pick one, or like nothing you'd be excited about, you know?
That has happened to me as well in this draft format.
It's all just like I think there were a bunch of like D plus uncommons and a bunch of like there's a couple of C commons or something, right? So I'm like, okay,
And your rare is just like your rare is like the guide light fucking
yeah,
five
rare
color
is
bullshit card.
unplayable or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm deciding between like auxiliary boosters and
Yeah.
like a fucking I don't even know like intrepid tenderfoot or something like
Yeah.
that, right? And so I take one, and then the next pack is so bad too, but the cards that are not the worst, like the C's, are not in the same colors. The first card I took. So literally, anyways, the first five packs were like that. Like literally nothing that is even remotely interesting. I'm taking like random replacement level commons, and I look back, and they're all different colors. I have one of each color. And then pack six comes around. And I was literally like, this is the worst draft of all time. Like this one's already a write-off. Pack six rolls around, Cryogen Relic. And I was like, let's take that. Pack seven, Cryogen Relic. And I was like, okay, we have a
Something.
plan. And then blue was just wide open, obviously, because I got like pick six and seven
The best blue
Cryogen
common.
relics. And so the rest of the draft, I think I ended up in, I think I was blue green, but I was like very heavy blue. So I was kind of like just taking some green cards, but I was basically blue. And 2-3, just got like fucked every game. Like, just sitting there with like a bunch of cryogen relics and a bunch of forests in play or something. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
great. I think I had three cryogen relics. And like,
Yeah.
it's just like the card in my deck was good. The synergy was good, and it just like
Fell
just
right on
got
his face.
annihilated. Like even the two
I
wins I won, or what the games I won, felt like a super uphill battle because my opponent's just like drawing everything they need all the time, and I'm just like, I had to fight for that 2-3, and I was just like, I'm gonna go play standard. I'm gonna try this weird Tiny Bones thing that I was thinking
Yeah,
about. So I'm gonna go do that instead because this has been like 5 drafts in a row that have gone really
it's just
poorly, and a few bunch of them I had really high expectations for.
yeah,
And the thing is, before we made our episode, I was on a crazy streak. Like I understand I went from bronze to platinum or
yeah,
whatever, so
yeah.
it's a little easier.
Hmm.
But I think my average return in those first 10 drafts I did or whatever was like 6 wins. When I was getting
Hmm.
less than that, I was annoyed. I was bummed. I was like, fuck, that deck deserves
Hmm.
better than 5 wins, you know? And so maybe there's a little bit of hubris coming into some of these more recent ones, and there's obviously
Possibly.
like a return to the norm,
You're also
which is,
playing a
I
different.
don't average 6 wins every time.
Yeah,
Um,
you're like, and I guess it is kind of yeah. You're at the part of the blackjack deck that's like all like face
yeah,
cards or
it's like
whatever.
you got your 6 win ones.
Hmm.
Now here's some decks that are even better than those ones, and you get
Yeah,
1 win. Fuck you.
yeah. You get the constant like yeah 2-6 hands or whatever bullshit. It's just like
Yeah.
just rough bad stuff. Um, yeah, that's brutal. But I feel you, man. I also felt like I was kind of cruising, and then
Yeah. This is
uh,
the biggest like two-face format I've ever had where it's just like I was doing great, and then I looked at 17 lands and now I can't win a single game.
yeah,
Like,
that's like that's so brutal. Because sometimes you do get in your head, like literally, like we were talking about, where you're saying what your favorite, like your favorite
I'm going back to the greenhouse,
uncommon
man.
was. You can
Going
do
back
it.
to the greenhouse.
I don't know anything. I don't know. Like I feel so. That's basically how I feel.
You
Out of
owe
this. Like
me
I feel
10,000
so.
gems.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any to give you, buddy. I wish I could, but I can't. One thing just about 17 lands, I wanted to point out that Gene Pollinator has shot up to second best green common, which is it
I've always liked that card.
usurped the Biosynthetic Burst, and Gene Pollinator looking real nice.
Makes me sad that my boy BB, Biosynthetic Burst, is not, still number 2, but I also am a big Gene Pollinator fan, and I remember thinking it was like it was kind of mid pack or
Grossly, it was
something,
pretty mid
right?
pack. Yeah,
And I remember being like, nah, that's wrong.
that's
Like this
surprising.
card's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I agree. One other thing I want to say is that Self-Craft Mechan, one of my favorite cards. Really like this card.
Yeah.
That's the blue 4 mana 3/4. When it enters,
I
you
want to
sacrifice an
like it.
artifact. You put a plus
When I
one counter on
read it, I
something. You
like
draw a
it.
card.
I always lose when I play it.
Can I just say, if I'm playing a deck with like 3 Cryogen Relics and 2 Self-Craft Mechans, Arena, could you please just give me one of the Cryogen Relics before I get the Mechan?
This is literally
Or
the deck I was talking about. I had
yeah,
3 relics and 2 mechans, and it
yeah,
never once happened.
and
It never
yeah,
once happened that I sacked a relic to the mechan.
and then you draw 2 cards, put a counter on something. You know what's worse? You sacrifice some other random artifact that's real. You put it
And you
down, and you're
draw
like,
the relic?
and you draw the relic, and you're like, I'm gonna scream. If I waited one turn to do this, I am so mad. You've got to be kidding
That
me.
is literally my experience on my
Yeah.
like 2-3 run with this deck that I thought was awesome.
Yeah. Instead of like you're top decking at the end of the game, you draw relic, you play relic, you draw self-craft mech, and you play it, draw 2 more cards. Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
want. Why doesn't that happen to me? Come on. Anyway, I'm just getting just
Get riled up.
cracked.
Meanwhile, my opponents, anytime they play the mechan, it's like, oh, dubious delicacy, kill your thing. No, you
Yeah.
can sack the delicacy to draw a card and make it
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, fuck you.
Fuck
That's
you.
like
Fuck
perfect
you.
curve. Like, get out of here.
I hate you. Exactly. It's just it's felt very much like that recently. And I'm frustrated about it. I'm sad.
Same, man. But I still want to play in some of these events if I can find some time. So
I'm
try
not
to
gonna play
qualify
in
for
them.
the qualifier weekend. Gonna
Yeah.
try.
Go for it. You have fun.
I will. I don't know if I'm going to draft ever again, but I'm going to play.
I'm never drafting again. No, I think I'm sour at the moment from it. And I know that I'm also very sour because the event I was excited for is done now. And
Right.
I just had such a bad time that
But without the bad times, there wouldn't be good
Yeah.
times.
What was that? Tough time never last. Only good or tough people last. That's like a TikTok sound or something. Anyway, Catherine says it all the time, so that's why I know that.
Um, so I saw you jamming a few sealeds. I know you're preparing for this event. There are more sealed events coming up. We might not want to be the guys you want to listen to, but do you have any thoughts about like sealed being different from draft in this format? Because I find it is a little different, actually.
Um, do I feel like it's different? Yes, but do I have tips on how to do it? My biggest thing is that like I am getting so frustrated with this sealed format because it always feels like I have to play like I'm scrounging for playables is what it kind of feels like. I oftentimes feel like I have a draft deck
Which
or
is
a
why you
sealed deck.
like Splash or whatever, right?
Yeah, where it's like I want to go look at some of my sealeds because it's feeling like I've had these times where I'm playing and I'm looking at all my cards, and a bunch of my red cards are like, wow, look at all this removal I have in red. Except for I don't have any red creatures that don't cost more than, or like I don't have any like 2 drops. They're all like literally fives and sixes, not even like threes or
Yep.
fours. And then I have a bunch of like full bores or combat tricks. And I'm like, okay, well, I really want to play all these bombards I have and all this stuff but and like orbital plunges, but I can't because I can't afford to play red at all because it has
Yeah.
no low part of the curve. And then I'm constantly looking at my green cards, being like, okay, well, I have some strong green cards, but then again, it's like, okay, well, I have no removal in green, and I have 0 lander cards, and I have nothing that's low. I have all this. I have like 3 5 mana 5/5s. I'm like, what am I supposed to? Or like all my gold cards are like look like they're gonna be awesome in decks that I just can't put together at all. Where compared to like the most we didn't do a bunch of like Final Fantasy stuff, but in Final Fantasy and in Tarkir, the splashing was very easy. Like
Right.
you would be able to do it. There were ways you could easily splash, and this format just I feel so pigeonholed because it's like if you want to splash, you have to have landers, which means you want to be base green. And if you don't have good base green landers, then you probably shouldn't be splashing, and you're just kind of stuck with what you got. And and I don't even think it's that bad. I'm not even saying this in a way that like, oh, every single sealed format should have common dual lands because we need those, and without those, limited doesn't function correctly or whatever. That's not really what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I just feel like I've constantly been running into that where it's like and it's more like it pains me to look at that awesome rare that I can't play. You know, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I have to play Cosmo Grand Zenith, but I have nothing around it. Like
Right.
I would be doing a disservice to myself by playing white because there are no other cards that would go with this. I need the commons, and I think it's two things that the fixing's rough, so you really just want to play 2 colors if you can, and just splashing is going to make your deck worse for the most part, and that the commons are so important. Like you're saying that your sealed pool has 3 banishing lights. You know, I had a couple cryogen relics in the sealed pool. I was like, hell yes, and that's what I'm
Right.
looking for. And like maybe your rares aren't as important as they always are, or they usually are, which is you know a sign of a peasant format or whatever, or prince or pauper or whatever. So you already kind of were talking about how this format cares about commons and like all the cards
Yeah.
around everything else, and maybe that big dumb like there aren't as many big bombs that are just like, well, you have to jam this. We're not playing with all these Final Fantasy cards that were pretty crazy, or some of the Tarkir ones. We have a lot of like, yeah, your bomb is a Quantum Riddler, which is awesome, really good card, but it just draws you a bunch of cards, and it is a big flyer. But like, it's it's not as scary as some of the other random bullshit that you could get in other sets. There's like,
Some of
oh,
the stuff
I'm
we've seen in the past is
dead.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
unreasonable. Yeah. I think it's so interesting because I think this is definitely like a popper format. But it's played out so in such an interesting way to me in sealed, which is that because the rares just aren't that good, or there's a thing in this set where the rares aren't that good, but the good rares are so much better than the other rares
Yeah.
that like it almost becomes a thing in sealed that you do have to revert to this like I need a way to beat bombs. At least I've found that. So in trying like I've been thinking about this a lot and trying to like because like it's a popper format, but why do I keep like feeling like I'm just losing to bombs and stuff? And so I've been trying to like map out the actual idea, like what is going down, how does it work? And so I've been calling them, and thinking about it, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And that's Cosmic Grand Zenith, Quantum Riddler, Elegy Acolyte, and Ouroboros. I think
Okay.
you always run into one of these cards in like every sealed event. Usually the Acolyte because it's a rare and the others are mythics. But I find like I always run into at least one of these, and they can run away with the game. And like maybe you could throw Nova Hellkite in there, but it's not as good as these other ones. I don't think. Like that card feels more beatable.
Yeah, it's very beatable.
Ouroboros is like if you don't kill this now, you lose the fucking game. What are you gonna do?
Yes.
And it's the only card in the set that is like that. Or I
To
guess
be
maybe Cosmic Grand Zenith as well. But
well, I was gonna say if my opponent is playing Ouroboros, they not only play it, but they also pump it somehow with counters the turn it comes down, and then their entire
for
board
sure.
is huge out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That is what
Yeah.
happens to me,
Right.
and it's
So like
always the turn
if
after
they
I
raw dog it
removed
on
the other
4,
card. Yeah,
that's the best case scenario for you.
that's best case
And you
scenario.
probably still lose.
Yeah,
So it's crazy.
it's crazy.
Um, the Cosmic Grand Zenith, I think, has a similar thing where it's like kill me or fucking lose.
Yeah.
And Elegy Acolyte, I think, same thing. Quantum Riddler is the example you used. I think it's like the best. It's weirdly the best card of them in a sense, but it doesn't have the same. You cannot like if you don't kill me, you're gonna lose because it's like I've already drawn all the cards. Fuck you. You kill it if you want. It's just a 4/6.
Yeah, I guess what the thing is that I don't always feel like Quantum Riddler is the card that's like I played this, and so it doesn't have the same feeling of like I'm the giant thing that if you don't kill this trampling, it's the Atraxa thing where like
Right. Yeah.
I drew a bunch of cards immediately into this. It's like Quantum Riddler gives you some. It's like it's great with value. I'm not saying it's a bad card. I think it's a really good card.
No, I'm just commenting on like the it doesn't have that same. My opponent slams this. I don't think I can possibly win, even though I think it actually has the highest win rate of all every
It
card in
does.
the entire set.
Yeah,
So it's one of those like you've got probably already lost the game. It just doesn't feel that way.
exactly. I think that's
Whereas-
what I was trying to get at because you start drawing all your good commons that you get to
Right.
play around it, right?
Whereas I'm acting like when I own my sealed pool, I'm hoping to open like one of the other like I'm obviously excited to open a Quantum Riddler, but even though it has the highest win rate, I'm like Ouroboros, come on, please, Ouroboros.
Yes.
Like um, I want Ouroboros and Cosmic Grand Zenith, and then a bunch of good green and white commons. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
Um,
Crazy.
but I think you do need answers to these cards, or you will lose to them. You'll see them at some point in the sealed run, and you will lose to them. And so it actually flips things around a little bit where some of the unconditional removal is necessary. Like, I don't think you can play a deck that doesn't have it because there are
Yes.
just these
Yeah,
cards that are
absolutely.
so much better than everything else in the set that, like, Grav Kill is not, it's a good card. It's not the best black common. I think in sealed, I would kind of treat it like it is the best black common. Like, you need it. I'm not going to play black if there's no Grav Kills or at least vote out or something, right?
Yeah.
Grav Kill is preferable because I can do it on instant speed. I can hold it up, right? Um, and then on the other side, exactly what you were saying, synergy feels like it just does not come together in this
Doesn't
sealed
just doesn't
pool.
exist.
And so
Like
it's just good stuff. Like I think I
it
spoke last
is.
week about how you can play any color pair as just good stuff, or the synergy version. In sealed, it's all good stuff. So stuff like Virus Beetle I still want it in my pool, don't get me wrong, but
Yes.
I don't think it's the best black common in sealed because Virus Beetle relies on you being able to use the
Sack
fact that
it.
it's an artifact really effectively.
And yeah, any other kind of sacrifice-y synergy things. But
Yeah, like it's a full synergy card, and so it's like a 2-for-1 because you're going to use it synergistically, and it's going to eat a card from the opponent. In Seal, it just feels like you have this stupid 1/1 that doesn't do anything. So it's not bad. It's still
hey,
it's
it,
traded for a
it
card,
it's like a
but
2 mana stone rain from their hand, That's what it is.
I
Yeah.
guess. Unless they don't want it to be, then they discard something else.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
and so I found Virus Beetle. You're always playing it if you're playing black, but I
Hmm.
don't think you play black because you have two Virus Beetles. I think you play
No.
black because you have two Grav kills, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Let me just I this was my first arena. This is reminding me of the arena direct event I did first, which was worse than my second one. Both
okay,
horrible. All right, I
yeah,
went 1 and 2 with this deck, and I had a really hard time figuring out what deck I was supposed to play. But that's because it was very obvious that I was supposed to play black because I had two Embrace Oblivions, a Tragic Trajectory, a Depressurize, two Grav kills, and I had Caesarian Dirgecraft, as well as 0 Point Ballad. So I was like, I have so
zero
much.
point ballad.
I have
That's
so
great in
much
sealed.
so much removal, that I had to cut all the Embrace Oblivions because I was like, these are just not as
Yeah,
good
I
as
don't
the
have
other ones.
stuff to sack because I
I
don't
have
have any
like
creatures.
I have way too many removal spells. I'm like
Yeah,
scraping the bottom of the barrel just trying to find like black creatures to play. And then I ended up pairing it with green cards because I
right.
had 3 Lash Whip Predators. I was like, well, I
Okay.
should probably play these. And the entire game plan of the deck was play Lash Whip Predators, play 0 Point Ballad to 6, kill everything
Yep.
but my Lash Whip Predators, and then get
Sure.
something back. And that was the entire game plan. And it did not work at all.
Oh, okay.
It was
Interesting.
horrible.
I thought
I had
that'd be
a
fine in sealed.
no, I had a bunch of removal spells, and all my opponents did was go wide with tokens. Like I could not. I was
And of
like all
course, you
these,
never draw 0 point ballad when they do it.
of course, and then there was a bunch of grav kills against stuff I couldn't deal with. I had the Osteo Harmacist, the like one black for the 2/3 that returns creatures from your graveyard. But I was like, oh sweet, I have a bunch of big dumb green creatures that barely have abilities anyways.
Yeah.
I'll just play him again. The games never went long enough to be able to do that. It was a really bad run. But the rest of my pool was so brutal, I couldn't build anything else. Like, nothing
Right.
worked out. I even had, like, cool, big, dumb blue cards I wanted to play, like Starwinder and stuff, but I couldn't afford it. And I couldn't play anything. I had to play black because all of my removal spells were black. I didn't have any other removal spells. All of them were in black. And I was like, well, okay, I'll find something. And it sounds really good, but it just went so poorly that I was like, well, I could kill any deck that had bombs. I just went up against all the decks that had no bombs and only cheap tokeny little white green decks. It was like every deck I played, I was like, is this another white green deck? God damn it. This is the matchup I was trying to avoid.
And not like the big creature value version. It's
No,
the go
all
wide
the
like tokens version.
it's just all a bunch of little stupid guys.
It's
I'm
just
like,
all like, Night Luminaries and Glacier God mods, baby.
yeah. And then like Zealous Display, I'm like, great. All right.
Yeah.
I have one
Oh
blocker.
damn, I never see anyone cast Zealous Display.
Yeah.
Even though Trumpet Blast has a place in my heart, so
Oh,
I wanted to love it. But
I'm a big fan of Zealous Display for the first like 3 days of the format, and then you have to
Yeah.
stop playing it because
right.
you play it at the beginning because people will like be like, why did they attack all? Because like I would often do things where I like attack all and there's like certain blocks or whatever, but then like I wait or I get them down really low because they don't block or whatever. In such a situation that like my Zealous Display is not going to kill them, but I need to block on the other side, and then I get to
Ugh.
untap all my creatures and block with them.
Yeah.
That has been it's happened a couple times. It's hilarious, but because there was always like, oh, I guess I just attack all into your creatures, or I guess you tap all of your creatures to station something. I think that's actually more accurate.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
But I that even happened at the pre-release in the finals or well, whatever, the last match, the 2-0 bracket or whatever. My
Yeah.
opponent attacked with, just kind of sus attack with all his creatures, and I was like,
Hmm.
this feels like you have that weird trumpet blast thingy. I'll
Hmm.
block like this. And my opponent was like, I do indeed have the weird trumpet blast thingy. And he like
Hmm.
cast it. It's just like, even at the pre-release, you're not getting me with that, buddy.
Yeah.
You think I don't know trumpet blast attacks?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I see a trumpet blast attack, I
It's like,
invented trumpet blast attack.
oh. Anyway.
But yeah, I think sealed is so. I think what you want to do in sealed, first of all, is look at your lander production capabilities. Can you
Yes.
do the play all my good cards thing? Because that's
Hmm.
easy mode. You just if you have like maybe six ways to play a lander,
6 would be great. That'd be
then
amazing.
you're not worried at all. If you have three or four, maybe you can splash.
Hmm.
And if you have less than that, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like you got to play a two-color deck, and you're gonna like it. Um,
Yeah. So this is my thing that's so interesting is that like the first thing I always do when I play a sealed is go and check my lands and see what they are. Because
yeah,
oftentimes there are
right.
common lands. In this format, we have rare ones and bonus sheet ones, which it's still important to go check your lands because sometimes Arena won't tell you about some of the rares that you got, some of the bonus sheet ones. Like if you had
Right.
double rares and
Yeah,
packs
yeah,
or
it won't show
whatever.
you in when it shows you the six or whatever.
Sometimes they do the extra ones or whatever, but I would still go check just to make sure because sometimes you have some of the creature lands or other, and those are huge. If you get some of the creature lands, you're like, oh, buddy, this is what we're
Well,
talking
that's the
about.
thing. Have you ever had that? Because I hate that about this format because I always open like Celestial Colonnade
Hmm.
and no good blue or white cards, or like
Hmm.
Creeping Tar Pit, and the deck clearly wants to be green white, and I'm just
Hmm.
like, just once I would like to fucking open one of these awesome creature lands and actually
Hmm.
get to play it. But no, it's always like Lava Claw reaches and blue's your only good color. You're
Yeah,
like, oh, great. Like
I will say I
Lava Claw
have
reaches is awesome, but I get to
yeah
never play it ever. Cool.
I have been lucky enough that I have been able to do that, and it was great. But I can't
Screw
find that deck
you.
list at this exact moment. But yes,
But I never
um,
get Stirring Wildwood and the green white pool. That doesn't happen to me.
no. But that's why you want to check though, because you don't know. Maybe it could be the defining
For sure. Like,
push.
yeah, definitely go check.
But it's
But I
also the
think this
reason
format's
why
version of checking your lands is checking your lander count.
I think that's definitely part of it. I that was just the one caveat I wanted to say. Sometimes the splashing thing, like I was saying, just screws you over because I would not have ever tried to splash if I did not have Watery Grave and then some command beacons or whatever,
Right.
or command ship bridge or whatever that card is. Um, like if it wasn't in my lands, I would have been like, no, that's fine. I'm not going to do this at all. I won't even worry about it. And I like the I know that we fight on this a little bit. I yes, I think if you're going to splash, you need landers or something like that. You need to have those. But you also want to make sure that you're actually should be playing green. To be fair, almost all the lander cards are worth playing. All of them are good.
That's the
Like,
thing, right? So
is there a
you go
single
and
lander card that's bad?
you go look at your green cards and you're like, how many Wayfinders do I have or Wayfarers do
Hmm.
I have? Or, I think, I'm actually not the biggest fan um in draft
Hmm.
of playing like Sammy's Curiosity,
Yeah,
but I think in sealed
I would play it.
it's like sealed is slower and
I
the
would.
format's already pretty slow and it just
Yeah.
allows like it's all about raw power level
Hmm.
and enabling you to play your good cards is not easy. Like
Hmm.
that's the
That's the.
difficulty of this format is
Hmm.
it's hard to play all of your good cards. The power level feels fairly skewed in cards, and so you'll have like a couple of good cards here, a couple of good cards there, a
Hmm.
couple of good cards there, and you want to play them all and you can't. And that's like what this sealed deck building is about. It actually feels like very old school. Like New Age Limited tends to be like you just play your bombs because you'll have sufficient playables in those colors anyways.
Hmm.
Um, but this feels like old school sealed where like you're never happy with your 22nd, 23rd
I
card.
think I agree. I think that like that's something about this format that's been so interesting to me is that I keep looking at all these cards and being like, man, there's so many of these I don't like. Like
Yeah.
like you were talking about in your draft. There's like a pack where you're just like, I don't want any of this shit. What am I supposed to
It's all
take?
like I'm
Pack
hoping
one,
not
pick
to
one.
play
These are
whatever I take pack one with.
all garbage. You're
Yeah.
you're immediately thinking, do I just take the rare for my vault? Like that sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and just like, is it better for me to take the like in draft? Do I take the stupid rare that I'm never gonna play so that my pack two is a clean slate and I have nothing holding me back? Being like, well, you took this random C minus white card in pack one. Are you gonna go white
Yeah.
now? It's like, no, no. What if I just take a card I'm definitely not playing? Like, maybe that will just help me have a better
Right. Yeah,
draft.
maybe it's a psychological thing.
Yeah, my
Like,
pack two
you
will
know
be
what?
pack one.
I'm taking Sky Stinger. That's my pack one pick one.
That's my pack one pick one, and then I'm just putting it straight to the sideboard, and then I'm looking for the rest of them. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's what I need to do. But anyway, I do agree that Sammy's
They can
curiosity.
pull through the weft, baby. Like,
Fuck.
the fuck is that card? I
What's
always
worse
read
is
it being like, this feels like it does a lot, and then you read it again, you're like, what is this for? It's for the green
I've
black deck, I guess, which sucks.
I've had my opponents play it, and it's been good, and I've hated it. It's like,
Yeah, oh, that sucks.
of course, I just killed all your best things, and then you played that card to get them back, plus some lands that you had destroyed earlier with your whatever the ship is that destroys lands. It's like does the Harrow thing.
Yeah.
It just drives me crazy. I'm like, why? Why are you playing that card? It's so bad. But of
That's
course,
so classic. Like that feeling is one of the things about Magic that I don't think you can get anywhere else. Where it's like I'm playing an all creature deck. I have like two fucking instants or sorceries in my hand, and it's post board, and my opponent duresses me, and of course they fucking get one. You're
yeah,
just like, yeah, all right. I had like one of two hits for a card you sided in
yeah,
against a fucking creature deck, and it's awesome in this scenario, in this
yeah.
exact
And this is
situation.
going to
And you're
teach
not going to
you.
draw another one.
Yeah,
Like,
this is going to teach you that was a good idea and it shouldn't. And
you're
I,
literally going to win the game because one of the worst decisions you could have made.
yeah,
Like,
you made a horrible, a horrible decision during this, and you're not gonna be able to look me in the face and be like, "Wow, I don't know why I like decided to sin, but
yeah,
or
I can't even
I forgot
can't even
to
bitch to
do
you in
something."
person. I just
Yeah,
have to be
it's
like, nice.
yeah, ugh, nice deck or whatever. Um, I do just on a random note of it's the emotes and stuff when people are sending you things. I always just try to take everything they say as if they're actually being genuine. So like when I
Really, I
was
take it as all extremely sarcastic.
yeah, I have decided that I will no longer do that. Just because like when I slam the Quantum Riddler and I do the full bore thing and I attack them and I do a whole thing and they say nice deck. I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Like, yeah, it is pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Do
Yeah.
you want to see the rest of my pool? I thought I did a pretty good job of putting this together.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good play when I did Cosmic Grand Zenith, and then I played Ouroboros.
Yeah.
But I double spelled so that I made the tokens first. And then,
Yeah, yeah.
did you like that play?
Wasn't that
Yeah, that was
cool?
pretty
Yeah, yeah,
clever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the other thing I wanted to say about Sealed is I think spacecrafts are slightly better in Sealed generally than
Yeah.
in Draft, just because it is a bit slower. Using those creatures to like station because it's just a lot of board stalls. It's a lot of board stalls, and
Yeah.
so getting the flyer and just getting value out of your creatures when you can't attack is nice.
Yeah. You know what's really good in a board stall? If you have the white planet Adagio, you station that
Hmm.
baby up. You get to pay 3 and a white. You can tap it, and then you just start to get to make token copies of your artifacts or enchantments, but they're legendary. And then your opponent just starts. I mean, this is my opponent was doing this. Just starts every single turn making a token copy of their freighter, the freaking
Oh,
bounce two things thing.
love that.
It was great, and they don't even have to station the other ones because it doesn't matter. It's just a 4 mana free spell. 4 mana bounce two of your things every single turn. There's nothing you can do about it. They start attacking you. There's nothing you can do. They're at 1 life. It's fine. The game's over, but you're crying.
That doesn't sound that fun, actually.
That was a really, really rough one. Especially when you're on stream and you're like, I can't believe they play that stupid planet. That card sucks. Yeah, well.
I think it's fine. It's not good. I've played against this card one time, and my opponent really aggressively turned it on. Like, just tapped their board and let me attack them in the face to turn it on. And then they were copying auxiliary boosters every turn, essentially to make a 2/2, basically. And
Interesting.
I won because making a 2/2 every turn from a land in limited is good. It's not awesome. Commit your whole game plan to it. Good though for essentially
No.
5 mana, like 4 plus this. Like that's the thing when you run out of cards to have this utility on your land is nice
Yes.
because there's another land that does that, right? Um, but I was just like, I hope you have something better in your deck. You were like, the fact that you didn't have it
Sure.
though meant you shouldn't have been so aggressively turning this. Like, this is
I'm sure they
so
were thinking
medium.
like, oh,
Just a
having
bunch of medium cards combining for a medium output. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, the one that was so frustrating about the freighter is that they don't care about like making extra legendary. The legendary stuff doesn't matter because it's just a spell that you're just playing every single turn.
yeah.
As
The
opposed to
freighter
like
thing is good. Like
yeah,
that's
it's
a
good.
payoff
It's
for
actually
turning
really
this
strong.
on, right? Making a 2/2 is like, yeah,
No, that's
it's
pretty
a
bad.
lot of hoops to jump through to make a 2/2.
Yeah, because like you can banishing light, but you can't do it every single turn because you just lose the other one, and then you just keep giving their creatures back. Well, you could. It
Yeah.
would just be funny. Anyway, I'm just so salty this week. It's just pouring out of me.
Yeah. It sounds like some rough stuff's happened to you.
I'm not even gonna say that it's like everybody else's fault. I'm pretty sure the majority of it is my fault, and that's what makes it even worse.
Well, once you get into one of these like runs, it's so hard to break out of it because
It's
you're
really
not playing
hard.
your best, you're not drafting your best, you're just like depressed. You're essentially
Yeah,
like draft depressed, and you're like, whatever, it doesn't matter what I take because I'm just gonna get
exactly.
fucked.
Yeah, yeah. All right, but I keep playing anyway. Get me another beer.
Yeah, yeah,
That
beer doesn't help.
it doesn't help. No, it makes it much much worse because you're like, yeah, I think I could go for an Arena Direct run right now.
Yeah, I can smash that.
So maybe Jeff, maybe this episode is actually supposed to be about how do you get out of the rut? What do you do to help yourself when you're feeling this way? Because
Uh,
I need help. What do I do?
I think you already answered it, man. You just play something different. You
That's
like
true.
you play standard for a bit. You take viewer requests to show you their decks, and
Yeah.
you
Which
play.
could
You have
also
fun, and then you're like, okay, I'm reset.
yeah.
I'm excited to go play limited again because I think that's what happens. You're playing even though you don't want to play,
I
and
think
that's a
that's
recipe
yeah.
to lose.
It's really true. And like playing something with like all of the stakes that you've had are gone. And I don't know if that means not playing Magic anymore for a little bit, like taking a
Sure,
break from
whatever
Magic.
works for you. Yeah.
I know that I have, it's been really great. This is not something I normally do, but I've been playing Final Fantasy IX like on the side, and I'll stream that. It's a just different streaming experience because you're just going through the game, and that's all it is. Which actually, I had one thing I wanted to say about Final Fantasy IX is that it's so funny because Vivi is in that game, so I'm playing with Vivi all the time in Final
Yeah.
Fantasy IX. And Vivi's your favorite. Vivi's the best. Vivi's like a super strong mate. At this point, not super strong, but early in the game, you're like, holy shit, you can shoot like fire and stuff. And Vivi's like, yeah, I guess so.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can.
Because the other thing is that Vivi is like 9 years old Vivi's like a child, like, and is constantly just like walking around, like tripping over their own feet and stuff. And so it's
Okay,
so
yeah.
funny that Vivi is
The
destroying
menace of
standard,
standard.
but Vivi is 9.
Can't
Like,
beat this 9-year
just
old.
this little weird, like, I guess it's a black mage, so, but like, it doesn't have a face. It's just like darkness and yellow eyes. But it's like this the
Yeah.
cutest little sad boy thing that's like scared of stuff all the time, but also is extremely powerful. And it's just such a funny duality between the two.
Yeah.
But anyway, having something that can get you out of that headspace and let you break free is
I
important.
want to break free.
Exactly. So have like a side game, or maybe it is playing standard with like decks that you didn't build, so you don't, if they don't go well, you don't have an emotional attachment to it specifically.
Yeah. Or
And
just like whatever hobby, like
yeah,
just switch the hobby for a bit
painting figurines or
until you're excited to go play limited again.
yeah, exactly. Because, well, if you can't be excited to play limited, why are you living?
Yeah.
What's
What do
going
you
on there?
do?
What do you do with your life?
Uh,
But no,
randomly, that reminded me of something I just wanted to quickly say about Sealed 2, though. Is like it's very slow. The format is slow. Sealed is slower than Draft, but you actually still can lose quickly if you like. It's still a modern day
yeah.
limited
Oh,
set.
yeah.
You can fucking get run over, and so you still need defensive speed. So you still need ways to interact early, or
Hmm.
honestly, just like kind of whatever you could get to. You don't want to play like all two drops because it's not that kind of format, but you need something
It
to
is
do.
not. Hmm.
And so random cards that I actually really don't like in draft,
Hmm.
I I'm more excited about in sealed, and I think the um like perfect kind of example of this is Blooming Stinger. I rarely play this card in draft because my green
Hmm.
decks are just so good that like this almost never makes the cut.
Yeah.
This is a really nice sealed card to have because
Hmm.
it just comes down early and it's like fuck you. I'm gonna trade with something.
Hmm.
And the second ability almost doesn't matter. Just like the 2/2 Death Touch for 2 is nice in sealed.
Hmm.
Whereas this like is the classic, last cut kind of thing in my green. I'm always just like, I don't need Blooming Stinger. Like,
Yeah.
and so cards like that you should look out for because early on when I did because I did a few sealed events, I was always like, oh, I don't like that card. Whatever, I'm not gonna be interested in green. Like that's not gonna be part of the reason I'm interested
Of
in
the
green. And now
equation.
it's like,
Yeah.
actually, this card's good
Hmm.
in sealed. This is a nice card to have in your pool in sealed. Um,
Um,
because it's just like this card doesn't do anything in terms of any of the synergies. Which is why I always
yeah,
think
yeah,
it
yeah.
ends up getting cut.
Hmm.
Whereas when it's just, hey, everyone's just playing their best creatures and their best cards and like trying to, you know, try to play the most power per turn
Hmm.
as possible. This card ends up being a lot better, I think, in sealed than in draft.
Yes. In the green deck where you want like, you have to use a card on me no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I have 2 toughness, so your tokens won't trade with me. You have to use a card somehow, or some sort of value has to be put into getting rid of me.
Yeah.
Does actually matter.
And nobody's playing like seam rips in sealed, because it's terrible. Whereas people for some
No.
reason play that card in draft. So sometimes you just get seam ripped and you're like, ugh, I don't even think
Yeah.
that's a good card, but I just got.
I would say that if I'm playing white and I only have a couple removal spells, or like I would still play the Seam Rip just to be like, you never know what's going to be helpful, but like it gets rid of
I
something.
refuse. I refuse to play seam rip. I've
All
never
right.
played it. I will never play it. I do like the art though. Anytime
Okay.
someone plays it, I'm like, that's nice art.
Well, see, Seam Rip, if you use your Adagio, you can make a copy of it to get rid of
Uh,
something. Yeah, so extra stuff.
we give it back.
It also just gets rid of random shit that you like. You just
The
never.
old late game get rid of two drops engine.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, you never know. You just never know what's going to happen that you need to get rid of
You could
something with your
eat
team rip.
tokens you could eat through tokens at the astonishing rate of one per turn.
It's true. I will say every once in a while, like the seam rip, it does get rid of like the cryo shatter, things like that.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
not.
okay.
I'm just saying it's not completely useless. It gets rid of the early plays that you don't want to see, like Zookeeper Mechan, and slows your opponent down from doing that stuff. So hey,
I just
okay,
know I'm gonna put this in my deck at some point. I'm gonna draw it on like turn 4 or 5. It's never gonna line up that my opponent plays a good 2 drop and I have this in my hand,
yeah,
and like the time to play it. I don't know. I just don't like
yeah.
it. I just
They're
don't like it.
all right. That's fine.
It's no atmospheric greenhouse. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm not even like atmospheric greenhouse is like fine, but like
No, you said it was the worst green uncommon.
I said
That
it was
really
the
threw me
worst
for a loop.
performing green uncommon, and now it is slightly better than pull through the weft. So there you go.
Hey, moving on up.
Yeah, yeah. It's still a card that people aren't playing very much of, but it does kill me, so it has happened.
So yeah, it used to be on that other side, you know, playing it and killing people and thinking that I had a great card.
The secret sauce.
It's
No.
like, why do people keep passing me this? Did they know it puts a counter on everything?
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, I really hope that things are, I don't know, go better at some point
Yeah,
for me with this set.
same,
But
same.
and the other thing I want to kind of find out about the set is that, and I alluded to Bloomborough last year, which I know you have very like little to no knowledge about Bloomborough because it was a blind spot
Yeah,
for you.
nothing.
But as far as like the decks that were really strong in that format were like green white rabbits, which is go wide stuff, and then
Sure.
green black food things. So all your cards that are good enter and make a food token, and you use food to do stuff. So this has a similar vibe where it's like, oh, my green cards want to enter and make a token that's a lander, and my green white
Yeah,
decks want to go
for
wide,
sure.
and like, or all my cards are just drawing other cards, or like I'm doing things that like for whatever reason my limited brain just is so I just have such a hard time with it. I don't know why, but formats like this always kick me right in the teeth. And
It's a weird
obviously,
format because it's like synergy driven, but also like stats matter.
yeah,
It's just a bunch of like, statted creatures just attacking in and into
I
each
think
other and stuff.
that's the other thing that like sometimes I get cards where like my deck is like, oh, I have so much synergy, and then I just look at all my cards. I'm like, why are you all 2/1s? Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. And sometimes you don't want that synergy. You want the just stats. And I think it's so interesting that it has
Yeah,
that dichotomy, where it's like, hey, sometimes you just, and this is exactly what you're talking about in sealed, because it's the same thing as what I was talking about in draft, which is sometimes the packs don't have the synergy. Like sometimes it's not a synergy draft, it's a good
yeah,
stuff draft because you just didn't open that. That just wasn't in the pool.
yeah,
And in sealed, it almost never happens that the synergy gets there because it's just 6 packs and there's such a
it's true.
weird split. It's like look at the green cards. They're like split between cards
This
that are
deck and this deck.
synergistic
Yeah,
and just big stuff. It's like I don't know why there's all this weird big stuff in green when that's
exactly.
not really any theme. It's just there.
Yeah,
Like I love the Growth Strider, but it doesn't exactly synergize. It's just good.
yeah, yeah. It's like the
Like you could say it synergizes with the Lander deck, I guess, but like not really. It's just good. It's just
I,
big.
and it is also interesting because there are certain cards that look like they're synergy cards that I think are also just straight bad, like really bad.
Yeah. Right.
Like the one card that I'm hoping my opponent always plays is Lightless Evangel, which is like the 2 mana 2/2 in black that's an uncommon. And it says whenever you
Oh
sacrifice
yeah, that
another
card's
artifact
I
or
love
creature,
that like
put
I
a plus one
wanted
plus
to
one
like that
counter.
card, but it sucks. It's so
It
bad.
sucks. it's so bad because you have to sacrifice stuff for it to get counters on things. It's not just like there is already the card that's like 3 mana 1/1. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a counter on it, and that
Yeah.
card's already horrible. Or most cards that have like that text are like not super strong. And this one is
Yes.
so much worse because you have to do all the work of like sacrificing stuff. And it's just always the card I hope my opponent plays because I'm like, oh, buddy, this card
Yeah.
sucks.
Nice grizzly bears.
Yeah, and that's like I think it's performing better than I thought it was going to. It's like a solid C, like middle of the pack, but I'm like,
Oh, that's surprising.
I'm surprised by this. I think this card's bad, 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 bad. But that's one of those cards where it's like, hey, I'm doing the synergy thing with the green or sorry, the red black sack whatever. And it's like,
Right.
this isn't the card that you want for that deck though. You want a card that makes something to sacrifice, and this is not a good enough payoff for your sacrifice deck. So
Yeah.
I think you need to be doing
Or
something
it's
else.
like, yeah, that's not the card you want for that deck. You just want Mechan Zoo or Zookeeper Mechan because
That would be great. It'd be way better for
This
that
card
deck.
sucks.
Yeah, this card sucks. This card,
And
this card sucks.
that's saying a lot. Coming from me, the weirdest thing about this format is I don't like Lightless Evangel and I don't like Sisurian Voidborn. Which,
Yeah.
come on, like these are cards. If anyone's gonna love them, I should love them, and I just, I just don't. I never take them. I did early on, and I was like, I always hate this. I
Yeah.
gotta stop taking these cards.
I think it's just because the sack deck is just not there.
Yeah,
And the like white black deck isn't really a sack deck. I think I'd rather play Voidborn over the Evangel. But I have been thinking it's like, ooh, I should go to black. I'm like, no. That's
Right.
just it's one of those rewirings I have to do because
same. Yeah,
it's definitely not that.
and in sealed, like don't even bother with these cards. Like unless you get the weirdo sealed pool that just is there, you have the perfect archetype, but you don't need us to tell you what to do in that case or like
That's
give
true.
you any advice. You just build the awesome deck.
One thing I wanted to say is that deck that I was talking about, where I had like all the black removal, I had the other option of the deck was either go big with green and do like the wipe the board thing, or
Yeah.
play all 1-drops and 2-drops in red. And I was like, I just didn't think that I had enough aggro, and I thought that I wasn't gonna get there,
Right.
and I was so nervous about it. Like so nervous to be like, well, do we just go into like aggro? But it was because I was playing like full bore and like Caveron Harrier. I think maybe I just didn't have enough of the 2-drops that I really, really wanted. I just had so much removal. But it was like, I think I had this a couple times where I was playing sealed, where I was like, all right, could I play an aggro deck? And I think that oftentimes in formats, I'm like, ooh, if I could play the aggressive deck and go underneath people, that would be awesome. But in this format, I have not found a deck where it was aggressive that it looked good. They've all looked kind of like, I don't know. Like I've tried playing like a bunch of different aggro types of decks, and it's just been like, ooh, that did not go well.
Yeah,
like,
I
they
haven't
just-
seen it.
Yeah,
I
and
haven't seen an actual aggro deck in this sealed format.
yeah. So maybe don't even look for that, because I don't know if it exists. Yeah.
Like sometimes these slow formats have the weirdo seal. Like, hey, sometimes you open the aggro deck and you just crush everyone. And I don't know. It seems like maybe it exists, but a lot has to.
The thing is that we just don't even have an aggro deck in the draft format, really.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're not going to find it in sealed, where it's going to be even slower. So I don't want to say don't look for it anymore, except for I just did. But don't look for it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
I think
don't
it's
really
not
look for
there.
it.
Don't waste your time.
I don't bother personally.
Yeah, and I don't want to trick myself into thinking that it could be there. Maybe I'm the one. Maybe I'm the chosen one to find it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Well, Jeff, do you have any closing thoughts before we go to last call? Just kind of on everything from this last week.
Yeah. It's just been a crazy Magic week for me. Lots of like stuff happening and lots of losing. And
Hmm.
so hoping to turn that around. And good luck to anyone who's trying to play in some of these high stakes limited events, because high stakes limited is definitely fun.
Hmm.
Although, when you have the rough go, it stings all the more for sure.
Yeah. It's only fun because the highs are so much higher, but that also, of course, means the lows are so much
Yeah, exactly. And the
lower.
mids are so much midder.
Yeah. Ugh, I had the middiest draft the other day. Anyway, I completely agree, and I'm glad they still have all these events.
Three in a
They're
row
great to
feels nice.
participate.
Like, okay, I
Threes,
can
yeah,
use the first one to prepare for the second one, to
yeah,
prepare for the big money shot at the end.
totally, yeah. And your wife is gonna be super happy that you spent all
She
like an
loves it.
entire month playing Magic on the
Yeah,
weekends.
yeah, yeah. She loves it.
Yeah, it's so great. Anyway, fantastic. Well, let's go to closing time. Let's talk about this beer. Closing time. Sorry, last call. Ooh, boy, are we doing that already?
Yeah.
Let's go to last call. Let's talk about this beer that we had this evening. Our priceless Fairweather beer. This pale ale. Now, we always rate all of our beers on a scale from bronze to mythic, just like the tiers in Arena. However, this is nothing to make you feel bad. You know, this is just a fun way to rate beers because everyone's in different tiers at different times. So don't feel bad when we say the bronze beers are trash. They're horrible. You spit them out, you pour them on the ground. They're disgusting.
Yeah. Silver beers are just bad or, don't have much going on, much like my drafts.
Gold beers are fine, but you wouldn't really want to have those experiences again, which is similar to my drafts.
Platinum is solid. You would drink it again.
Diamond beers are exceptional. You like these a lot. You show them off to your friends.
And Mythic, these are the best of the best. These are the VVs if you play Constructed, or the Quantum Riddlers if you're a limited aficionado.
There you go. Um, Priceless. Was it as priceless as you remembered, Jeff?
Well,
Sorry,
you
you
go
wanted to hear
first.
from me. You wanted to hear from me.
Yeah.
I apologize. I thought this was a nice enough pale ale.
Yeah.
It has one flavor in IPAs that I don't love.
Hmm.
That I don't know what hop it is. It almost tastes like a pineapple, except for
Okay,
it
yeah.
doesn't. I think I like the pineapple part. I really like. It doesn't have the full wet socks thing that I've talked about on the podcast before,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not one of my favorite ones, and it's not. I the reason I'm so hard on it at this moment is because Fairweather is so good, and
Right.
I also don't get them very often because in Toronto we don't have an abundance of all the different types.
Right.
So I'll be more intense because like when I see Fairweather, I'll probably drink whatever is there,
Hmm.
but I do have other ones that I prefer over this. I would still say, well, it's kind of hard because I don't want to give this gold, but it kind of feels like it were. I'm not super stoked on it, but if Priceless is there, I'll probably pick some up just because I love Fairweather stuff. So it's honestly just like the low. It's like a low platinum. Like Fairweather's never gonna feel like a beer. I'm just like meh. I don't care for it.
Right.
But if
That's
I see,
exact.
if I see high grade, if I see like any of the
Yeah,
other
take
ones,
that instead.
yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at on it. I pick it up if occasionally, so it can't be gold. Um, I think for me, I like the body that they have going on here, but it's just like I don't know, a little too much dry hopping, I think.
I
Like,
think that must
can
be
we
what the
like
flavor that I'm
can we
talking about.
cool it on this pale? Like, there's a lot of dry hops going on here. Um, and I think with a bigger beer, you can get away with that a little more. And so when you have this kind
Right.
of like, I don't know, just sort of, it's just instead of a big, massive IPA, it's just a pale ale. I don't know, something. I think that's what it is because I've had it a few times. I'm like. I like it, I don't love it, and I think they just need to like relax with the hops a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, but the flavors I think are nice and I like it. So I do occasionally like grab a few of these. But yeah, generally I'll go for high grade or one of their other ones that I like
Yeah.
a bit more. Yeah, it's exactly where I'm at on it. So this, for me, this was just like a platinum, probably to me almost quintessential platinum. It's like that. This is solid. I'll have it from time to time, but I'll never. I'm not excited to like go get it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like this is the like definition of the platinum beer in my life because that's just every once in a while I'm like, yeah, let's do priceless or whatever,
Nice.
or Ryan will give me some or whatever.
Gotcha.
So
Where my is current, like I think the beer that I often get if I'm just at the grocery store is just like Drifter, the Nitro Drifter. I get that one
yeah,
so
that's a
much. That's
classic Zach beer. Yeah.
I love that beer. So
I remember when we tried that one. So
yes. But anyway, Priceless is platinum. Platinum's
yeah.
priceless.
And I think they're like this is for a target market kind of thing. It's like the people who want that kind of IPA feel of the hops, but they want a smaller beer. And I think that
Totally.
probably
I
definitely
mean,
exists. It's just not really me.
it like those are some things I like the sound of that a lot. I like the sound of, hey, this tastes like an IPA, but the alcohol content is lower. But
Right.
honestly, I want a magic beer that tastes is exactly like a 6.5, but it's like 4. That's what I
Right.
want.
Which I don't know if that exists.
I don't think that exists. I don't think it's possible. But that's what I want. You know what I mean?
We'll let's give that prompt to Ryan and we'll see what he comes back with.
What could you do with this? Like,
I
how
want
could
high
you
grade, but I want it to be 4% and I want it to taste exactly the same.
exactly the same? Like, nothing different.
Not a
Can you?
light version of high grade. No.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
the same beer, but
Yeah,
it's less alcoholic.
but it's less alcohol. How can you do that for me? Anyway, that's where we are in life at this time. But let's go to closing time for real. And just say that if you want to talk to us, you can reach us at Arena Regulars on Twitter and Blue Sky.
You may also find us on Arena itself, username Arena Regulars Podcast.
If you want to talk to me personally, the best place is probably just in my Twitch chat. I am regular_Zach over there. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays at 10 Eastern. But Jeff, where can I find you?
Best place is our Discord channel. It's a great place to come hang out, chat, talk beers, talk magic, talk, tell us why we're wrong and Vivi needs to be banned immediately. Tell us, please tell us why we're losing so much in draft too. Share some of your wins. And the best part of the Discord channel is we do have a monthly arena peasant cube draft, which
Yeah.
means you get to use up some of your common and uncommon wild cards. No rare wild cards required here, team. And we just had one actually last night, as it turns out. I jumped on just in time to see Zach get crushed, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really well designed cube, and there's even rumors, there's murmurs of prize support.
There is. Actually, it's official. Last night was the first time we had prize support. We'll see how long that lasts or what people are interested in. But hey, collector booster pack of Edge of Eternities went out to the winner. So maybe that could be you.
Which,
next time.
again, was not Zach.
It was not. It almost was. So I was in the finals, but I did lose. Anyway, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify. Leave us a review there as well. Go to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Do all the things. It just means a lot to us. And we'd love to hear what you think about the show. This has been the Arena Regulars.
Reminding you to honestly just please send us your good vibes. I don't know what I need right now, but I need something to turn around these drafts. I think Zach does too. So just send us your positive energy because I'll try anything at this point.
Good night. All right, that's fine.